The first thing they said, well, I want to see you throw. Haven't warmed up. So I just threw it over the center field fence at Old Sarge Price Stadium.
At least you didn't get arrested your first 2 months.
Yeah. That's a good point. My guy Ray Tay.
As soon as I put my helmet on, we ran out in 2001. I'm like, we're going to win this ball game. There ain't no doubt about it.
Step foot on campus. It just felt like home immediately.
I mean, I was the designated dad, but I was the drunk dad. I was the designated drunk dad.
We just enjoy being around each other. And I think that just fueled us that much more.
All right, so up north sucks. Got it.
That parade was something I'll never forget.
What's up, Tailgaters? Patrick DeMarco here. Excited to bring you guys this week's episode. Guy who had a lasting impact here at Carolina. Incredible baseball player. Played 3 years. Went on, was an extremely high draft pick. Had a long, successful MLB career. Is now a retired dad of 4, just like myself. But won 2 national championships, won 2 World Series. Jackie Bradley Jr. was an absolute stud. And very thankful for him. We were all buddies, me, Steven, and him in college. He didn't party quite like Steven and I did, but we definitely crossed paths and had a bunch of similar friends. But this is a really fun episode, kind of hearing his thought process, his development through college, why he chose Carolina, why he loves this place. He's a Gamecock through and through. He had the opportunity to go anywhere, but he loved the Garnet Black. And Coach Tanner was a huge impact on his life. He talked about relationships with teammates, talked about those 2 World Series in the run, or 2 College World Series in those runs at Carolina. And then he also dove into him winning the ALCS MVP award in 2018. Talked about the World Series that they won there in 18, and then also 13 when he got a ring. So Jackie is now, he's kind of like me. He is a retired athlete training for the senior PGA Tour. And Jackie's only been playing golf for 5 or 6 years, and he's a heck of a stick. So excited to watch him continue to get better at the game of golf. And hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. Remember, like, subscribe. We are on YouTube now, so make sure you can see the complete footage, the video footage. And like I said, like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. You'll see us on all social media platforms. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, give us all the juice. So appreciate you guys. Enjoy this episode with Jackie Bradley Jr.
Home Team Barbecue is fired up to take care of your tailgate and watch party needs this season. Home Team is known for its smoked meats, creative daily specials, and twists on Southern classic. Smoked wings, ribs, pulled pork sliders, barbecue nachos, or classic sides like mac and cheese and collard greens are the perfect feast to fuel your game day. Round up your friends and give Home Team Catering a shout at catering@hometeambarbecue.com or head to 5 Points for a frozen game changer cocktail and barbecue snacks to celebrate the next Gamecocks big win. Visit hometeambarbecue.com to check out the menu. Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Steelhand Brewing in Casey has you covered. Whether you're craving a refreshing craft beer or just a great time with friends and family, Steel Hands has it all. With a variety of craft beers, spacious outdoor beer gardens, and a delicious food menu, there's something for everyone. Plus, join them for free live music every Thursday through Sunday. Visit steelhandsbrewing.com to see their lineup of upcoming events or host your own. Handforce in Casey and voted best local brewery again this year. Go visit steelhandsbrewing.com.
All right, you carnivores, we got a new sponsor, JCQ Farms, located off 177 Saluda Bluff Road in Batesburg, South Carolina. Huge Gamecock family, folks. So they have grass-fed beef, pasture-raised pork, and they have absolutely no antibiotics, no hormones, and all of the animals are treated humanely. They also practice regenerative farming. Right now, their top sellers are tomahawk ribeyes, cowboy ribeyes, fillets, bacon, and this primal ground beef mixture. It's heart, liver, and beef mix. If you're going to get any sort of meat, get it from here, folks.
All right, tailgaters, we are here this night. It's way past my bedtime. It's probably past Jackie and Steven's too. Well, we all got young kids. But with Jackie Bradley Jr., Gamecock great, 9.8764 3-year MLB veteran, almost a full 10. But Gamecock great. We went to college with him, had a bunch of cool experiences, and yeah, I mean, you guys set the tone for Gamecock sports there in 2009, 2010 for us.
Man, it was so fun. Coming in there as a freshman, so came in the summer of 2008, and I guess I was the kid that showed up. And my first experience there was everybody knew that I could throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So without warming up, the first thing they say, "Well, I want to see you throw." Haven't warmed up, so I just threw it over the center field fence at Old Sarge Price Stadium.
From
They
home
was like,
plate.
You from home plate." They said, "You didn't even warm up." What?
Oh my god.
Well, that's when that's when I was a lot younger, so things were a lot more flexible. So that was my
Holy
first
shit.
experience with my teammates
who
at
who
South
was the
Carolina.
culprit? Who was the one antagonizing it?
It was a couple of guys antagonizing me.
Okay.
I want to say it was. I'm not. I don't think Sam Dyson was there yet, but he definitely would have been antagonizing me.
We've talked about Sam Dyson several times on this show.
All the baseball guys, man. All the baseball guys. That's Tampa for you.
Tampa for sure. I don't think Witt was there yet either. I met Witt separately.
Mhm.
It had to be guys that were actually in my class.
Okay.
So that'd have been like guys like Nolan Belcher, Adam
Yeah.
Matthews, Michael Roth,
It was probably
Austin.
Roth was like the ultimate prankster.
Yeah, he was my next door roommate too. So
Well, I heard I texted a few of your old teammates asking if they had any funny stories, and they said to ask you about your interactions with Matt Price. He said you guys went back and forth every now and then.
Oh gosh.
what you mean? Now
I don't
now
know,
I'm
just
curious.
no, yeah, just kind of like it was specifically related to Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy Matt. So Matt was my roommate for all 3 years.
Okay.
He's my brother, and we would get after it at Call of Duty, just going back like you said, going back and forth, and just we're
Oh,
competitive. We ain't got
we,
nothing else to do.
we had three. We had three PlayStations. I had one in my room. Steven had one upstairs, and I had one in the living room. And me, Steven, and Seth would be all streaming and playing together at the same time. And after every game, we'd all like come together, talk shit. Hey, you
Yeah,
went 12-4. I was 13-1.
yeah.
Battle back
What
and
was it?
forth.
The kill death ratio.
The
Yes.
KDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cliff would come in there and just ruin all of ours
Yeah.
Yeah.
collectively.
Cliff would screw everything up for us.
Oh man, that's so funny. Dude, I'm glad you came on here, man. I've been trying to get you on here I feel like I've been bothering the hell out of you.
No, no, no. Reach out anytime, anytime. Like it was just all just lining it all up with the kids and traveling.
Jackie's a free man now. Baseball's in the rearview mirror. Now he's daddy duty. Now he's hitting the links. Jackie is like, you might be the best golfer that's only played like 2.5, 3 years. Like, it's incredible. You're like a 6 handicap, and you're still so new to the game.
It's going back up now. It's going back up. No, so I took up golf probably right before COVID. So 2019,
Okay.
got fitted for some clubs and figured I'd give it a try. Had a lot of teammates who were always saying it. You got to come play golf, and I was like, I'll just play when I retire or whatever. And after we won in 2018, I was like, all right, everybody's on a high. I'm gonna give it a try. And within couple months, I was hooked. Everybody gets the golf bug, and so to I guess my advantage, I've played a lot of rounds in about 5 years. So I'm
Yeah.
of course I'm gonna get better a lot quicker than most.
I
That's
would say you're an
like
above
me.
average athlete, so you pick things up pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's decent hand-eye coordination. So you just
Yeah, it's
try
okay.
to you figure things out. And I play with a lot of golfers. The fastest way to get better at golf is to play with golfers who are better than you.
Heck
That
yeah.
is by far how I've gotten so much better. And asking questions. You can't be afraid to ask questions. So
Have you ever heard of the loft comment?
yes, yes, I
You know
have.
what loft
I know all
so
about
so
loft.
What's
so you
that?
understand what your lack of
Like,
talent.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
I got
that's
plenty
right.
of that too.
I can knock the shit out of it and then screw it up
Yeah.
all every which way around the green.
Pat, you play with a bunch of guys. This is a Pat question. Do you think baseball guys adapt to golf better than any other sport?
I mean, their hand-eye coordination.
I
Their
feel like
hand-eye
they do.
coordination is elite, but it's kind of a counterproductive movement because you're going like extremely down aggressive, very steep in the
Different
ball.
planes.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
lot.
I feel like some of the best, I guess, athletes to play golf will probably be hockey players.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Eh,
But baseball players have a lot of freaking free time outside of the 160 something games you guys play. Like, I mean, Witt said that he plays like his last 3 years. He played like 5 days a week in season. It was like,
Yeah,
what?
that's impressive. And it's hard for position players to be able to do that
Yeah,
and stay because it's a long season.
yeah.
But with
Oh, yeah.
being like a utility guy and kind of not when you not in there as often, you can kind of find your matchups to get out there.
Yeah, I mean, I would not play at all in season. I would play like my first off day and then once during training camp and then clubs would be hung up. But like being able to consistently play throughout the year, like I played a shitload in the off season.
Yeah.
But then as soon as the off season was over, like I hung them back up. So like just being able to consistently play and consistently work on your game is key. And then having kids makes golf hard too.
Yep.
you just got to bring them. Got to bring them with you.
My handicap has gone up one per kid. I'm at like a 4 right now. I was just about a scratch. At that point. So
Yeah.
You got to bring the kids with you in the car seat. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I
yeah,
had gotten down to a 6, and now I'm back up to like a 9.5. So
timing with the kids because you got 4 now as well.
I do have 4,
Part of the crew,
and you're right. It brings you up one per kid is gonna send up your handicap index for sure.
no doubt. Well, we've talked golf. Now let's talk the real sport that you were incredibly dominant at, baseball. Being from Virginia, like what was the thing that got you to Carolina? I mean, you're a top 40, 50 prospect in the country. Why Carolina? Why not one of the other 1,000 offers that you had?
So I wasn't really, I guess, highly recruited out of high school. I had offers, but the bigger schools, I actually went to on an official visit to UVA, which is
Wow.
45 minutes from my house,
Oh shit!
from my dad's house, from where our family is, and we went through literally the whole spiel, everything. My parents wanted me to go to UVA just because it was close and obviously in-state tuition and things like that. Got to the end of the visit and nothing. Hey, thanks for
Yeah.
coming. I appreciate it. We'll get back to you. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's fine. So that was one of the 3 official visits I had went on at that particular time. I also went to Duke as
Mhm.
well for an official visit, and then I ended up going to South Carolina and stepped foot on campus. It just felt like home immediately. There was a lot of things that I really enjoyed: the people, the food, the southern hospitality, and also knowing that coming into that particular situation where you're gonna come into a brand new stadium
Yep.
as
Right.
well. So that was huge.
So you threw the ball out of the Sarge, and then they said enough. We're going to shut it down. We're going to go to a new stadium
Shut it
after
down. Yep, we got another stadium opening up in a couple months.
Well, I mean, he said. You kind of said what Witt said the other day about where you say he went to a visit on and the Clemson. It was
Clemson.
Clemson,
Yeah.
and
Mm,
the coach is kind of just like, oh yeah, man, yeah, off kind of deal.
right. You just never know.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just never know which direction guys are going to go in or who they have maybe already talked to. So I'm not sure if they had already had people that they had lined up, which is fine. Uh, We all know how it goes,
Mhm.
but I would say it all worked out
No doubt.
the way it
I would
should.
say so. I'll tell you what, man, it's a hell of a lot different now. I mean, do you guys see what this this whole thing with the Nico kid from Tennessee?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Well, he wanted 4. He was getting 2, and now he's getting 1.6 or something at UCLA. Or
He was getting 2.5 at Tennessee, asked for 4 because he made the playoffs. Now is getting paid, and with taxes in California, I want to say it's like 900,000, which that's a pretty good paycheck for a college kid.
I mean,
Yeah,
grass ain't always
absolutely.
greener is what it shows you.
Yeah, but you said it the right way, man. It's the grass is not always greener.
Yeah.
Yeah, not always.
Well, I
Eh,
mean, you came in. I mean, did you kind of know? Like, you came in as a freshman, and you played right away. Did you know? Like, did you know? Was that part of the recruiting pitch? Hey, the outfield's kind of bare. You're going to have a chance to come in and compete for a starting spot pretty early.
No, absolutely not. That was not the no. You got to come in and compete. We
Yep.
got a lot of good freshmen
Yep.
coming in here, and you gotta prove that you belong.
Yep.
I was, and what made it even more difficult for me is my freshman year. I ended up getting admitted into the hospital on Halloween night. I had a syndrome called Pageant Schroeder, where I had an extra rib that I had to get removed. I ended up getting 3 blood clots
Oh wow.
on Halloween night. I'm sure I probably had them beforehand, but
Yes.
that's when we finally caught it. So we go into the hospital. Thankfully, Brainerd, Chad Holbrook, they caught it as I was working out. Previously, a couple weeks beforehand, I mentioned to them that I was having a little discomfort kind of in my armpit area,
Yep.
and we were doing kind of inner squads then, and it just didn't feel right. So I kind of took some anti-inflammatories and tried to work it out. I ended up, I mean, as a freshman, you don't want to make it seem like you're,
Yeah.
I
Needy.
guess,
Yeah,
weak,
yeah,
weak, or
right.
you like you don't want it. So I just tried to play through it as much as I could, to the point where I started lifting weights, and Chad Holbrook actually saw me in the mirror as I was lifting, and he told me to stop and to come here. I go over to him, and he says, "Let me see your hands." I show him my hands, and my one hand was discolored. It was almost like a dark red, purplish look. And he said, just stop lifting weights right quick. Yeah, I got to make a call." So I ended up calling Brainerd Cooper, who at the time was our head trainer, and he said, "I'm gonna have you go see Brainerd." I go see Brainerd, and I end up they end up doing some tests on me. They have me put my arm in the air and look the opposite way, and they said my pulse just diminishes immediately by looking the other way. So I end up going to the hospital. Literally
That's
minutes
not good.
later, this is as a freshman. This is during fall inter squads. So
Yeah.
Holy
I have
shit.
just been there for what, 2 months,
Well, at
and
least you didn't get arrested your first 2 months.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
He got escorted in an ambulance. You got escorted in a cop car.
Yeah. So I get
Cheers.
to the hospital, and they end up doing an ultrasound on me, and they come back with the results. They say, "Hey, do you want to hear the good news or the bad news?" I said, "Why not? Let's hear the bad news."
Yeah.
The bad news is you have 3 blood clots. The good news is
Jesus.
we caught it just in time. So
Wow.
I admitted it to the hospital that night, and I am pumped full of blood thinners, heparin, and it's not fun. I end up having surgery 5 days,
Damn.
5 days later, and I stay in the hospital for 8 total days. Actually, come back out, actually get back out, and I'm about to attempt to go to class. As I'm walking to class, I'm going up the stairs, and I can't breathe. So I s- I have to go back to my room. I email my teachers and it's like, "Hey, like I just had surgery. I can't even walk to class." I know that being in the hospital 8 days didn't cause my endurance to just disappear
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
So I have to go back to the doctor to see what's going on. Come to find out, post surgery, I I had drainage where it drained into my lungs.
Oh,
So I literally literally had fluid just sitting in my lungs. I couldn't go up the stairs. I couldn't breathe.
And you filed a malpractice lawsuit, and that's how you made all this money.
why the
Yeah.
hell? Why did I not use that excuse? I had plenty of fluids in my lungs. I should have used that excuse, man.
So they
Shit.
end up putting a needle in my back and draining my lungs.
Damn.
A
Damn.
full Gatorade bottle worth of fluid, and I could instantly breathe. So going through that process and having to still be on blood thinners. So for the first week of the season, I am on Coumadin, which is a blood thinner. So I can't get hit. Like if I get hit, all the blood's gonna
You're
rush to wherever it is, and it's gonna be bad. So as I come in for a defensive replacement for my first time of debuting, uh, Ray yells at everybody on the team. If you hear him call the ball, you better not come anywhere near him. You can't touch him. Don't run into him. Just stay out his way. So that was my freshman
Well, I
experience.
think that was his plan all along. Is if Jackie could catch the ball, get the hell out of Jackie's way, because Jackie's gonna catch it anyways. Don't screw up
I'm
Jackie.
gonna do my
Like
best.
we had him on the show, and he's like, I had JBJ in center field, so I told my left fielder and right fielder, you guys can inch a little closer to the sidelines because Jackie's got out
I
there.
was in right field. I was in right field my freshman year. Whitty
Were
was in
you?
center. Yeah,
Okay.
Whitty was in center. He had played center the previous year.
Okay. And then the duty was yours. Then you held down center field after that.
Yeah, then we swapped. We swapped. He went to right and I went to center.
Well, I mean, you held it down. You hit like 350 as a freshman, which was not too shabby, and just completely dominated defensively. I mean, what do we make it to? Just a regional or super? Your
We made it
freshman
to a
year.
regionals
regional.
freshman year.
Mhm.
We lost to East Carolina, which
Oh,
was ironically the other school that I was. They were my number 2 school.
where they? Oh,
Really?
Yeah, East Carolina.
Now, a word from our sponsor, Tony Pope at State Farm. Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights, we switch the TV channels, and some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony Pope, right here in South Carolina, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony Pope, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call at 843-851-2222 or visit tonypope.com. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We are proud to be sponsored by our buddies David Marshall and Shane Burrows and their law firm Lanier and Burrows. These guys are Gamecocks from undergrad through law school, and they bleed garnet and black. They practice all across South Carolina helping people and families who have been injured or killed in car accidents, trucking accidents, work accidents, medical malpractice, nursing home negligence, basically any type of incident. Unfortunately, though, for Stephen, they don't really handle all that criminal stuff. If you or someone you know was injured, let Shane and David investigate it at no cost to you. They will get you answers and will let you know if they can help. They only get paid if they get you a recovery. Give Lanier and Burrows Law Firm a call at 803-268-9800. Gamecock fans, if you want to look your best, go swing by Granger Owings on Main Street or in the Trenton Plaza. Granger Owings strives to deliver the best-in-class customer service paired with the finest fashion. Their stylists truly cater to each customer, starting with a personalized consultation every time, and help each individual build a wardrobe based on their lifestyle needs, occasions, and preferences. At Granger Owings, you will find the latest from classic, up-and-coming, designer brands of clothing and shoes for men and women. From business attire to custom clothing to sportswear, weekend wear, and formal wear. They dress their customers for every occasion.
Jackie, let me, because we've asked every single guest that we've had on here so far. Did you play any other sports in high school or like growing up?
Right when I got to high school is where I stopped playing all the other sports just because I started traveling so much. So I played football as well and played a little bit of basketball. But right when I got to high school, right in ninth grade, I stopped doing all the other sports because I was doing fall ball and then obviously playing during the spring and in the summer. Legion ball.
I was about to say, because I know baseball is kind of a year-round deal. I know, Pat, you're dealing with that with your kids.
Yeah, it's getting a lot busier now, especially when you're in places that has good weather.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was back down in Florida a couple last year actually at my high school, and I was talking. Our high school team got it was like running clock in the second quarter. We were losing by 30. We were pretty good back in high school. It was freaking awful. And I went to the head coach the next night. I saw him and I was like, "What the hell's going on? Like, where's the kind of the Patriot tradition that we had?" He's like, "Pat, none of the basketball kids are able to play football. Like we don't have any baseball kids that play football. Like I just have football players." And he's like, "And 50% of them shouldn't be playing football." He's like, "I am handcuffed. All the stud athletes here are already individualized playing one sport." And then I look back at my time, we had three All
Multiple.
American lacrosse players. We had four guys that went on to play Division One basketball. A bunch of guys that played football, weightlifting. I mean, it was every sport galore was playing football. Football was king.
Yep.
Um, Not anymore. Now it's so specialized, which is crazy.
It's baffling. It's baffling. What made you decide on baseball out of the three sports?
Baseball is what I wanted to do ever since I was a young age.
Okay.
I was good at other sports, but I just knew that that was my calling to play baseball. I was able to kind of play with the older guys at such a young age that it just kind of came a little easier than the other sports did.
What position did you play in football?
Football, I play running back and cornerback.
Okay. Kind of fits. You're faster and more athletic than everybody else.
At that particular point, at that particular time.
Yeah, I thought I was, more athletic, and then I got to South Carolina, and I'm getting chased down by Cliff Matthews
Yeah,
doing
Yeah,
they
Christian
different,
gathers, and
different.
yeah.
yeah, I was like, I better start drinking beer and start putting some weight on
Yeah.
because these hits are going to start hurting.
So when I remember coming on my official visit to South Carolina, and y'all were playing Florida
Mhm.
at the time, and
Boy,
this is in 2000. This
seven.
is
That
eight,
wasn't
yeah,
a good one.
either 2007 or 2008. So I go and they have us on the sidelines, and I was like, yeah, this is the backup quarterback and Tim Tebow. I was like, that's a quarterback. That
Yeah,
giant that giant human's a quarterback. I said, nah, I picked the right sport.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
that was
moose.
that was a tough one to Willie B. What was that, like 56-6 or something?
No, that was in the
That's when they
swamp.
had Mike Leake still, right? No, not my
Seriously,
Chris League.
Chris Lee. Yeah. Mike Leake's a
Yeah,
big.
'07. We played them.
no, seven was home because we won in 10 in the
That's
swamp.
right. Yep. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Uh,
Let's forget that game. We only like the good ones.
yeah. Percy Harvin put it on us that day.
Yes,
That
he
was
did.
tough.
He did that to many people. Well, let's talk about you, Jackie. Let's talk about you.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me take a sip of bourbon
Sorry, I
after
didn't
that
mean to bring
comment.
that up. I just
All right. Well, I mean, being a part of a back-to-back national championship team at South Carolina and everything that you guys did, I mean, I know there was always a history of success at Carolina. I mean, they'd been to World Series, College World Series, they'd hosted regional supers, all that. But like, what sticks out the most during that 2-year run of winning back-to-back? Culture of the team, coaches. Like, give us a little bit of kind of a feedback of like what made you guys so good.
I think what made us so good is, I mean, it's the stuff that can't really be quantified
Mhm,
in the sense of how close we were.
mhm.
We had a large freshman class, and then once we became sophomores, the next freshman class was pretty amazing as well. They were very very tight, and I think when you have a tight knit group to where things don't really phase you as much, you kind of have a lot of trust in one another. Obviously, we would all have our battles, like you said. Me and Matt, that's my boy.
Yeah,
It was all out of love, but we pushed each other.
yeah. Better.
Whether it was on the baseball field, playing video games, anything,
Mhm.
we were gonna try to test each other. I think that's what made us that much better. guys would get in trouble, we would try to, help them out.
Yeah.
Just you're finding ways to kind of look out for each other on and off the field, and we were pretty good.
Yeah.
That you have to be
I,
good too. You can't just be just a close knit team and expect everything to work out. But we had a lot of good things go our way.
mean, I know. Pat's mentioned it several times that like how tight of a group we were
Mhm.
when we
Yep.
were playing. Man, I mean, that's how you make good teams or average teams really good is having a tight knit group. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool to hear you say that about the baseball team. Obviously, you guys kind of set the bar pretty high for the baseball program.
Yeah, it was to the point where some things were just already understood.
Mhm.
You have conversations with some of your boys. You can kind of give each other that look, and you already know what each other's thinking. That's how we felt. That's
Yeah.
how things were, and the coaches could feel it too. The coaches probably always felt like they were getting ganged up on because we were so close,
Yeah.
but they loved it. So as long as you're winning, everybody loves it.
I feel
That's for
like
sure.
when it gets to a point that you're playing for the guy to your left and your right, not the nail in the back of your jersey, like that's when stuff really clicks. And that's when, like, shoot, I remember taking the field junior, senior year, like after being there with 3 years with our recruiting class in '07 and some of the other guys, and like had all the confidence in the world that as soon as I put my helmet on, we ran out in 2001. I'm like, we're going to win
Yeah,
this ball game. There ain't no doubt about it. Whether we're playing
100%.
Alabama, whether we're playing Tennessee, it doesn't matter who it is. Like you just had so much trust in the guys around you. And I mean, you guys did that and did that at a very high level. All right, what was it like playing for the short, little, squatty, chubby coach that you guys had during your time at?
Well, my guy Ray Tay.
You know,
Yeah, he was great. He was old school,
Mhm.
and I kind of feel like I'm an old school guy. Kind of just try to go get it, and as long as you focus, kind of gave it your all, he was fine. He was easy for me, easy for me. Others, he was a little tougher on, but I just kind of just stayed in my lane and try to get things done.
Yeah, you had a lot of teammates that might have been out more than Steven and I. Like you had some teammates that were down in 5 points, might have had a actual residence down there. They even beat Steven and I down there. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
you weren't a big partaker. No, you went out a little bit, but not a crazy bit.
right.
Was that just upbringing, focus? Like what was it? Just didn't want to get the
I think
called
I
to the
think it's a
track.
combination of things. I didn't drink,
Yep.
so the times that I did go out, I was the DD. So
Yep.
I wanted to make sure, like, if I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna make sure like I said, take care of my boys. I want to
Yep.
make sure that nothing goes awry, and I can protect them if needed be. And that was why I didn't really go out much.
Yep.
So I think I had my first drink when my boy Matt turned 21.
Yep. There you
And
go.
so
What was
I,
it? What was it?
I think it was a shot. So it was like, I think it was like 6 shots. And
Oh, that's a good way
I
to
think it
start
was just, I can't even remember what it was.
it. Yeah.
It was Tabasco and tequila.
It probably.
Oh, were you there, Stephen?
I was not, but I heard.
Oh, you
Well, there
heard
you go. I mean, I like spice. So
Pat, where the hell were you on this DD situation, man?
I was the designated dad, but I was the drunk dad. I was the designated drunk dad.
yeah.
I was
Hey,
generally in control, but I was definitely partaking in the fun. I was the one that kind of got us out of trouble, tried to keep us out of trouble, but also initiated the trouble sometimes.
Jackie, I'm just going to tell you, and I tell people this all the time. I didn't want to drink. I needed to drink with
With
Coach
I,
Coach,
Spurrier.
I hear you.
I had to do it, man. He was brutal, to
Hard,
say the least.
hard, hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did not have the even keel kind of mentality that you had. I mean, you know me. I'm a little bit of a savage.
I seen you out at the parties too. So
Yep.
you probably didn't even know I was you probably didn't even know I was there, but I saw you.
Oh man,
Yeah.
so my secret is out. I was not very
I
incognito.
saw you and I didn't want to disturb, but I was making sure you was good too. I needed you to look good on Saturday.
Yep, no doubt. He did. I mean, he might have tore it up on Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe an occasional Thursday, but,
Thursday, yeah.
but Friday and Saturday,
Locked
Lock
in
in.
this dude would go to war and would leave it all on the field. And that was,
100%.
and
It was so fun to
then we
watch.
brought up on Saturday night after the game, and
Oh yeah.
I always partook in that.
Was there any guys like that in your time with the Red Sox or
Oh
in the
man.
majors?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely. Wow.
like,
I don't know how I don't
like,
honestly I don't even know how you would be able to how guys do it in the majors in MLB because
A lot of
well,
games.
what's a crazy story, man?
with our
You don't have
sport
to,
you play every single day.
Yeah.
right?
So you have to strap it on every single day, especially as a position player.
Mhm.
It's just no days off.
Well, give us a crazy story without naming any names.
Huh. Uh let's go.
Like it wasn't before a game, right?
No, these were always after the game. Yeah, always after the game because we play night games for the
Yep.
most part. We got some day games where it's getaway days, and then we'll have an off day following the getaway day.
Mhm.
But most of the time, so I don't want to talk about when we clinch because we're supposed to celebrate when we clinch.
No doubt.
Right.
Better.
Yeah, exactly. Let's.
Like a random Tuesday.
Or how about this on plane rides? On
Yeah.
plane rides, maybe you're going from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Mhm.
And you got a long plane ride. Guys are getting after you. Just came off a series win on the plane, playing cards,
Yeah.
having drinks, probably doing other things.
Yeah.
Uh,
What was the card game of choice?
poker.
Poker. We played
Yeah.
Boo-Ray, Tonk.
Tongue. Yep.
Talk. Yep.
Yeah, we played a bunch of card games.
Yeah. Texas Hold'em.
What else? What else are you supposed to do? You know,
Yeah. I slept most of the time.
Yeah.
Just.
who's the baseball guy? Wade Boggs. What was it?
Oh
40
man.
beers from
Yeah.
Tampa to Seattle.
I met Wade at a charity event. Wade,
How was
Wade can do
that?
some. Wade can. It was good. It's like water for him, man. I don't. It's just he. It's impressive. I don't know how. He's conditioned.
Where's it go?
He's conditioned.
He's
Uh,
conditioned, man.
that's
Awesome,
funny as
awesome
hell.
though. He's so nice. Awesome. Good people.
All right. Well, outside of Matt Price was your best bud on the team, your roommate. You guys were tight.
Patrick
Who-
Harrington. Patrick
okay.
Harrington. He came in. So when he was when I was a junior, he was a freshman at a particular time. He actually came to South Carolina because I was there, and we played together in Richmond, Virginia.
Yep.
We're from the play with the Richmond Braves, and he's my little brother,
Okay.
and he ended up being our roommate as well. So it was me, Patrick, Matt, and at a particular time it was Alex
Yep.
as well.
You guys had a good group.
Yeah.
And just a competitive group. I remember Steve and I talked about it before, but like we'd go to the pool and play volleyball against you guys.
Yeah,
If we were at parties, it was drinking games and it was football versus baseball. Like we just
yeah,
found ways to be competitive and get after it.
no doubt. And we would always go support other teams as well. We would
Yeah.
go to all the other sports. I'm mad I didn't get a chance to go watch the golf team, but they were a little off campus.
Mhm.
And we would go see soccer games, basketball games, volleyball. It didn't matter. We just wanted to show other sports support as well.
All right, let's talk about like your senior year you missed a bunch of time because it was a wrist injury, right?
Yeah, my junior year. Yeah, my junior year.
And
Yeah,
then
I dove for a ball at Mississippi State, and the impact of the ball hitting my glove caused my glove to kind of get under my body, and I landed on it and snapped my wrist.
Yep. Did you get a plate in there, Rod?
Jesus.
No, I didn't get any plates or anything like that. I did end up getting sutured, as in the dissolvable screws,
Yep.
Yep.
and it was called TFCC, Triangular Fibrous Cartilage Complex, and it's not fun. I've had enough surgeries. I have to know what they are.
Yep.
So I'm
Well,
intrigued by it, but
you came back and you played in the College World Series, and was it 10 or 11 when you scored the winning run?
for that was in 10.
That was in 10.
Yeah, that was in 2010. We were down to our last strike. Brady hits a single, and I end up scoring from second base.
Yep.
Uh, Adrian Morales picks me up, celebrating. That was crazy because we came through the losers bracket to do that,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
to win and rattle off 6 straight. I still think we have a record. I don't think it won't be beaten again. I don't think. I
I
think
think isn't it
we have the
I think
most
Whit,
playoff wins consecutively.
yeah, I think Whit said the same thing, didn't he?
Yep.
That will never be broken again. Think about that.
I
Since
that's
2000,
crazy.
since 2010, we lost the first game in the College World Series. We didn't lose another single playoff game until 2012 at the College World Series championship game against
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yep.
That's stupid.
So
Yeah,
lost the
that that's
first
that's big
first
time.
won 6 straight. The next year, swept regionals, swept supers, swept the College World Series. That's
Mhm.
2011.
Mhm.
And then the following year,
Yeah.
2012. I wasn't part of the team then, but the team was still the team.
Yep.
Swept regionals, swept supers, and then made it all the way to the championship game again before they lost again.
Yeah. That's called a machine. That's called
Yeah.
like a complete machine.
That's absurd.
Well,
How much of that success do you contribute to Coach Tanner for kind of letting you guys kind of govern yourselves? I mean, because he talked about that with Pat and I. He said he had, you, Adrian Morales, Matt Price, Sam Dyson for all the other, and and Witt and these other guys and Robert Berry, and
Yep.
just kind of let you guys just kind of govern yourselves and just kind of let you guys go. I mean, obviously he kind of stepped in when he needed to, but
Yeah,
how
he
much
definitely did. He was definitely very very stern, and made sure that we knew in order to do this, we got to do it the right way. And we knew we had a really good team. We obviously didn't know the ramifications of winning so many games or whatever, or how it all was going to go about. We just enjoy being around each other, and I think that just fueled us that much more. We cared for one another. We truly did, and that's what made it pretty special because, like you said, everybody was for each other. We
yeah.
had a lot of opportunities outside of baseball to hang out, and we made sure to take advantage of that.
Yep.
Yep. And that's 100% right, man. That's what Pat and I talk about all the time, man. We did stuff with not just the offensive side of the football. We did offense, defense, special teams. We had
Mhm.
everybody. We would have them at our, place all the time. And I mean, that's how you build that chemistry and that team camaraderie. And
And
there's
honestly,
something to be
that's
said about that.
yeah, absolutely. That's the stuff that we remember.
Yep.
Yep.
We can't tell you what the,
100%.
the score of a certain game was, or what we technically, I guess, did for that particular game. But we remember all those times we hanging out and we went out to eat, and what we had to eat, and what conversations were like. That's what we remember.
The team is built outside of the facility, 100%.
No doubt.
If
Yeah.
No
you're in the
doubt.
facility and you're forced to be around each other, it feels too controlled. Now you put us in an element where we all want to hang out, we all kind of have a clear headspace, want to have a good time. That's when the real bonding happens.
No doubt.
Now there's still team development going through hard practice and conditioning and stuff like that. But when your guards are down and you can be vulnerable with each other, like that's
Yeah.
when the real magic happens. And I mean, you guys experienced that a lot, so do we. Um,
Yeah. No doubt.
Carolina's a special place, man, and it's getting back. I mean, I took Weston. We got our first series win, first SEC series win this weekend.
Yeah, we sure did.
Beat Ole Miss,
Yep.
number 11 team in the country, and beat them pretty good the first two games.
Yes. They
You
got
can
their
tell,
revenge in the third game, but
yeah. Well, you can tell I mean, there's like 4 freshmen that are playing for Carolina right now. It's like, I mean, and they're playing a lot, um,
yeah.
which is good to show what's coming down the pipeline. And then what Beamer's doing with the football program has been incredible. I mean, seeing the growth of these first 4 years with him and where the program's going, how recruiting's going. I think we're back into a good spot.
I
Yeah,
sure hope
I
so.
mean,
It's a lot
I
more
mean,
fun.
and you got women's basketball that's an absolute. Speaking of machines, I mean, they're a machine.
Powerhouse.
They are.
The amount of people and fans that were down here in Tampa for that game. I mean, obviously the game kind of sucked itself, but how many people were out here was just insane. It
Yeah.
was it was a good time. It was fun.
Well,
They
we know
deserve
that.
all they deserve all of the support too.
Yeah.
100%.
Gamecock Nation travels. We know that. I mean,
Mhm.
Omaha to whether we were playing in Vandy or wherever it was. I mean, kind of always. I mean, some of these away games outside of Georgia, Florida, these ginormous stadiums, like it was almost 60-40. You know, Gamecock fans showed up loud and proud all the time.
Tell you what, folks, download the Underdog app. It's legal in South Carolina. Use the code tailgate547 and they'll give you a up to $1,000 bonus cash and a free pick 'em. So, I mean, what the hell's the matter? Go ahead and lock it in.
Listen up, Gamecock Nation. Meet your new favorite streamer, Deputy Smitty. A former police officer and diehard South Carolina Gamecock fan, Deputy Smitty brings action-packed content to life every night on Twitch starting at 9:30 p.m. Connect with him on social media by searching Deputy Smitty and join his growing community on Discord at discord.gg/Deputy Smitty. So grab a drink and catch the thrills, laughs, and plenty of Gamecock pride in every stream.
What's up, Gamecock fans? When you're getting ready to cheer on the Garnet and Black, get fired up with White Hot Cinnamon Whiskey out of Hollow Creek Distillery. With only 3 all-natural ingredients and 1/3 less sugar than other similar brands, is sure to be a touchdown at your next tailgate. Ask for White Hot Cinnamon Whiskey at your favorite spirits provider, and be sure to visit their award-winning Hollow Creek Distillery over in Leesville, South Carolina. Go Gamecocks.
Well, let's talk about your journey to the bigs.
Yep.
You were a conditional first-round pick, right?
Yeah.
40th overall.
Compensatory. Yep. Compensatory overall. I think I was the 4th pick for the Red Sox. They had a first rounder, 2 supplements, and a compensatory
Okay.
pick.
Talk
And
about your feelings going into that. Did you know you were going to be a high round pick? Did you kind of have those projections?
well, yeah, before I got hurt, I was projected in the top 15 pick.
Okay. Mhm.
And then I snapped my wrist, and then I didn't start off the season very hot either. So there was, well, I wonder how he's gonna be able to recover. So I fell down in the draft a little bit, but I'm a big believer in everything kind of happens for a reason. So
Mhm.
I was there, and I was actually announced for my draft pick by Jim Rice, who was actually a Red Sox Hall of Famer and
Yep.
a South Carolina native.
Yep.
Not necessarily the Gamecocks, but he's from South Carolina. So it was
That's
just
cool though.
kind of little small cues.
Mhm.
And I was drafted in 2011, and at that particular time when I was drafted, I wasn't even playing. And we had super regionals at UConn, and I still was recovering with my wrist, so not even being able to play with my team was tough. But end up going through the system pretty quickly and bounced back and forth a little bit. I debuted in 2013. I was 22
Mhm.
and debuted in Yankee Stadium on April 1st. And
That's pretty
that's not an
cool.
April Fool's joke, but
That's really cool. Well, talk about the journey of the minors. I mean, it wasn't long, but I mean,
yeah. Um, so yeah, I got a debut. I was drafted in 2011, and my year was the last year where they did the late signings, so you could wait until like the midnight deadline. I ended up signing at 11:53 p.m.
Did you get your extra money, or is it slotted? Is
I
baseball
did.
slotted
I
when you
did.
negotiate?
No, yeah. At that particular time, there wasn't a slot, so you got to negotiate. And then the following year, they started slotting things. So I ended up signing and then reporting to Lowell, Massachusetts, which is the short
Oh
season
yeah.
ball. And I played with them for 6 games. And then I got promoted to low A ball, which was the Greenville Drive.
Nice, yeah.
They,
Yeah.
I never got the chance to play at home though, because they were on the road. They was making a playoff push, and I played 4 games with the Greenville Drive team, and then the
Yeah.
season was over. So I only played 10 games. My first pro experience. Then next year, it's 2012, my first full season. I start off in the high A, which is Salem, Virginia, at that particular time. Now I think high A is Greenville now. So, and then I play half the year there. I was an all-star in single A, and then I go to double A for the other half of the year. And the season was over.
Yep.
So my first full season under the belt.
Yep.
2013, I am not on the 40-man roster, but I get a non-roster invite for big leagues.
Mhm.
And I have an unbelievable spring training. Not on the 40-man roster. I'm not expected to make the team because I'm not on the 40-man roster. So you can't be in the big leagues unless you're on the 40-man roster. So I end up playing my way onto the big league. End up skipping over AAA
Yep.
and going to the big leagues, and I end up going back down to AAA after struggling for a couple of games. David Ortiz ends up getting back healthy,
Yep.
and I bounced back up and down in 2013. In 2014, I was actually supposed to start off in the minors, but ended up getting called up to the big leagues because one of my teammates ended up getting hurt. Shane Victorino gets hurt on the last day of spring training.
Oh
The
wow.
Victorino.
So I end up keeping my place down in AAA, Pawtucket, Rhode Island at the time. Just obviously when Shane gets back healthy, he's gonna he's gonna take my spot and I'm gonna go back down. So Shane gets healthy and they end up sending someone else back down instead of me.
Yep.
So I'm commuting an hour and 15 minutes each way because I assumed that I was going to be the one that was sent down. So I do that for pretty much the whole year 2014. Just
Yep.
miserable. Probably the worst playing year of my life to that point. I
Just
just
exhausting.
struggling, just rookie, just getting smacked every single day, and ended up sticking in 2015 and for years, and kind of the rest is history now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to go back to your first ever major league debut, being in the Yankee Stadium, the biggest rivalry in all of MLB baseball. Tell us about kind of that and how what that entailed and what that was like.
Well, it was obviously going to New York, so everything is there's a lot of commotion going on. There's a lot of media. It's the first game of the season. I'm also 20 to 22-year-old prospect who randomly makes the big league team out of spring training. So there's a lot of media attention, and I'm facing Cy Young, Hall of Famer CC Sabathia right out
Oh,
the
wow.
get go. And I think I end up walking my first at bat and my debut. I think I go 0 for 2 with like 3 walks or something like that. I end up getting my first hit the following game, and I end up making a good play as well. So overall, it was a pretty solid series,
Yeah.
and it was something that I always remember.
I
Oh,
mean,
man.
CC isn't CC like 6'8", like 300
Yeah,
pounds?
yeah, he's a large human. He could have played defensive end in college for sure.
Yeah.
Him and Jadavian could have been right beside each other.
Holy shit! Is he? I mean, obviously you're facing these guys. Who would you say is the hardest pitcher that you faced?
Difficulty wise, or actually statistically wise? Difficulty wise, I would say
Difficulty wise, yeah.
for me personally, I would say it was Chris Sale.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris Sale,
Who's
and
still throwing now? Sale throws like 97, 98.
yeah, at that time, yeah, Sailor he was dialing it up to 96 to 99, and just a slider that he would start behind you. I mean,
But I mean,
he was
isn't that what Mike Roth threw? Didn't he throw like 96, right?
yeah, yeah, 86. But
Topped out.
Mike will put it where you want it. He's gonna mix it up. Mike's that crafty lefty that just frustrates you. You know, he's gonna speed you up to slow you down, and he uses his pitchability, and Mike is smart, man.
Oh, he's
Mike's
a
gonna
sharp dude.
outsmart you.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. He was a junk guy. And he had a really good defense behind him too, which helped. I mean, you
Mhm.
guys during those years
Yeah.
were, I mean, there wasn't too much that got down. There weren't too many errors that were had.
Right.
I will keep going through your pro career. Like, what was your big, like, I made it. I have a name for myself here in the bigs. I feel comfortable. I know it's kind of hard to ever feel comfortable in professional sports because there's always somebody coming up trying to take your job.
For sure.
What was the welcome to the MLB moment where you were like, okay, I got this. I can do this.
I want to say so there was a switching of management for the Red Sox at a particular time in 2015. I ended up getting called back up, and that's when I ended up sticking.
Mhm.
And once that happened, I knew I wasn't gonna go back down. I kind of took off,
Mhm.
and I started performing very well. And then the following year was my first, I guess, full season in the big leagues. Was 2016. I ended up becoming an All-Star that year, and I ended up having a 29 game hit streak
Yep.
in the big leagues. And then I think I was like third in Red Sox history for the longest hit streak behind
Wow.
Dom DiMaggio and I'm gonna say Dan Uggla. No, not Dan Uggla. Who was it? I don't know. I'll get back to
Babe,
you. I think I was like
Ba-
third.
it wasn't
Dom
Babe
DiMaggio.
Ruth.
Baby Ruth.
No, yeah, he wasn't there. He probably had one for the Yankees or something. But but yeah, that was kind of going through it. My younger years in the big leagues and just struggling and to finally kind of have like a breakout year that 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 felt like all right, I am capable of doing this and doing this at a high level.
Do you think that kind of just comes with, having a 29 game hit streak? Does it come with just repetitions playing in big league stadiums, or you just kind of have that overall confidence, like I can do this shit?
You have to have confidence, and if you don't,
You're
you're not going to
cooked.
be very
Yeah.
successful. Obviously, there's moments where you don't feel confident, eh,
Right.
but you have to have that mindset that you can do it because you're playing against the best in the world.
Right.
If you don't have some lick of confidence, then you aren't going to be very successful a lot.
Mhm.
So it's hard. A lot of it's you can do the right things and still be out. You can hit the ball hard, and there's other guys defending you. And now today's game where things are changing, there's a lot of analytics involved. So
100%. Do
things,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say things are more difficult in a way where you might not get the opportunity that you think you might have gotten with maybe a old school type of coach where they would give you opportunities to let you fail to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and before I forget, I wanted to ask you this question, and I meant to ask with this as well. What was your strength training routine in South Carolina compared to the majors? Was it? I mean, just kind of run it through it. I mean, Pat,
Yeah.
that's a question for you too. Like,
Yeah.
was it different from Black Iron
No,
to?
it was similar in the since where we had a very strict like lifting program in college with Billy and in the pros, but a lot of the lifting in the pros is off season based.
Yep.
That's where you're trying to gain as much strength as you can and endurance to
So
where
there's no lifting during season, like in
oh no,
season. I
there
mean,
is.
oh,
There is that, but it's a different type of lifting. It's more of
More
okay,
a
maintaining,
maintenance.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah, maintenance. You don't want to because we play every day. So
right,
if you're
right.
constantly lifting heavy to constantly get stronger, then more than likely you're gonna hurt something.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't blow out. So it's more a maintenance, trying to make sure you stay primed and you're trying to just extend it as long as possible because like I said, you're playing every single day. So
Did you guys do like pull plunges, sauna therapy, resistance
yeah,
training,
yeah.
stuff like
They
that?
have all the recovery that you can think of. They got the cold tub, hot tub, masseuse.
Was it more like you're saying maintenance based and recovery as opposed to actually lifting heavy stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you still move weight. It's just you're more catering it to how you feel. Maybe you get one lift in per series. Or
Okay.
what I like to do is I like to do total body lifts, and I would like to do something every single day. So I would like to do shorter stint workouts to almost prime my body for that day. Other
Yeah.
people would
Okay.
like to just lift heavy one day and then be good for the whole series, and then you lift once a series, so you would get two lifts in a week. I was different. I just like to do little smaller lifts to where I was activated
Yeah.
and I kind of felt a little lighter.
Yeah.
Right.
Prime and ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty similar in the NFL. I mean, on the off season, but the off season is more on you. Like they're not trying to hold your hand and like
Right.
make sure you're in shape. If you show up and you're not in shape, they're going to go find somebody else. So
Yeah.
it's kind of on you to go out there and make sure that you're doing all the things you need to do and taking the steps you need to show up in the off season program or show up to training camp and not be a fat ass and out of
Oh
shape.
Right.
no, oh no,
Um,
they make sure they track it all, especially younger players. They even they bring them in for camps to make sure that they're at a certain goal beforehand. As you get older and they start trusting you, they know what you're capable of, and they'll even find out like where you work out, and they'll make sure that both the strength coach that you're working with, that everybody's on the same page.
Well, that's
So,
kind of what I was going to ask both y'all as well while we're on the subject is, you know, I know Pat, you said you did like a speed training, foot speed type agility type stuff during the off season. Did your coaches talk to you about that? Jackie, did your coaches, did you go to a hitting coach,
oh yeah.
during the off season, like, and they wanted to kind of make sure everything was, I don't know, copacetic and make sure that they're speaking the same language?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think anybody at that particular level, you're trying to find ways to get better.
Right.
You're searching.
yep.
How can I can get just even a small incrementally better. So you're reaching out to people, and you're you're seeing what other people are doing to be successful, and you're trying to replicate that.
Yep. Yeah, we always had like exit meetings with position coach, head coach,
Mm-hmm.
GM after every year, and your strengths, your weaknesses, what to
Yep.
work on this off season. So they kind of give you like kind of a guideline of hey, you were really great in pass protection this year. You kind of struggled in gap scheme, blocking schemes, or hey,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be a little faster on this kickoff coverage or whatever unit. So they kind of gave you like guidelines. But from a programming standpoint, like they gave you a program, but it was like very manila.
General type deal.
Yeah,
Right.
you take like what you wanted to work on and those kind of recommendations from your coaches, from your trainers, and then take that to your personal guy and hand it to him and be like, hey, let's have some fun. These are the three areas that I really want to improve at this off season. We're going to track these every 2 weeks. We're going to make sure we're working to a place that's going to land us on the spot that we want to get to.
Right. See, I was always really close with my strength coaches. So, like, they would always write me programs and kind of keep me like focused because they knew I would do
Mhm.
it, and I didn't miss workouts. No matter whether I was going through a slump or anything, I still got my work in.
In the 10 years that you played, 10 years ish that you played, that you played. I mean, did you see any sort of I don't know, difference from when you first started to the latter part of your career of the training? Did you see much of it be more science based? Did you see? I mean, because
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They
okay,
started. Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that goes kind of along with analytics. They started
right.
tracking like how much running you did throughout a game to where they would tell certain players to not come in until this certain time because they wanted to make sure that they allowed you to rest to be able to last throughout the year. They gave you, I mean, y'all know the catapult things you would wear because they
Mhm.
want to
The
track your speeds, how
the
far you've
bra, the
gone.
bra, yeah.
Yeah, the bra, and I mean it's just to that there, and
Do you,
there's
well,
so.
well, well, this is a question for both of y'all too. Then, I mean, do you see any significant difference in that science-based workout compared to the old school? Like, hey, we're just going to push around a bunch of heavy stuff, and we're going to make you run until you possibly throw up.
I think there's a time and a place for it all. I think as a young athlete, as you're developing, you got to learn the mechanics and you got to learn the techniques. And then when you get to a place where you have your base of strength, then you can start pushing yourself and moving weight. But
I mean, I'm
like,
talking about just college in
I
general. Like our freshman
I
year with Black Iron. I mean,
well, I think you're only going to get so strong. Your body can only is going to cap out at a certain threshold. Like if you're a 405 bencher and you want to get to 415, like if you're that strong, it's going to take so long to get a 10% bump compared to right when you start and you're benching 225.
yeah.
And the first time you start benching, then you end up benching 295. You have a 70-pound jump, but you've never trained. Now you have your base. But I think it's definitely like as you get to the next level, it's more about like fast twitch muscle fibers that you're trying to engage and you're trying to become more explosive. And you're trying to maintain that.
what do you think, Jackie?
I was thinking just more that information I feel like can be really helpful for guys who tend to get hurt a lot more.
Yep.
Guys who are pretty healthy, like for me, I was pretty fortunate where I didn't get injured much in my career. So I didn't care what I did. It whether you rested me or pushed me hard, I felt like my body was going to withstand it regardless. Then there's certain guys where they're legging out a double and they would just get hurt. So they would have to cater their workouts to not maybe like push them to, I don't want to say exhaustion, but there's obviously something because it's continuous. Certain guys just get hurt more often, so they have to restructure their workouts and their
There,
training
yeah,
program to keep them healthy.
yep. Kind of tailor the whole workout plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
whatever,
I think there's truth to be told of both.
whatever the hell you did in 2018, that was a good offseason for you because you ended up being the ALCS MVP and then ended up winning the World Series. Let's go into that year and kind
Gold
of
glove that year too, which was
in
was
Gold
pretty
Glove.
cool.
That was first of how many?
That was the only one I've only one. I came in
Only
second
one.
place like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
Highway robbery, man. That's robbery.
Yeah, for one.
But talk about that 2018 season and kind of like how that what it took to elevate your game and get where you needed to be, and then kind of I mean it's a marathon, not a sprint, but just like steady getting better and peaking at the right times.
Yeah, well, so that you say that 2018 team reminded me so much of the 2010 and 2011 Gamecock team.
Mhm.
It just you could tell not only that team won the most games in franchise history. You know how long the Red Sox been around? A
Yeah,
long time. So
yeah.
like just everything you got to have a lot of things go your way, especially in a baseball season where you have that many games, and you got to have people who still stay healthy
Mhm.
throughout a year. You're gonna have guys who go down. You're gonna have to make adjustments. You're gonna have people step up and come in from the minors to step in at that particular moment, and the training staff is getting everybody where they need to be physically,
Yep.
sometimes even mentally.
Yep.
Um, it just seemed like any decisions that the coaches made that particular year, whether the players might not agree with it or any or social media or whatever, it worked.
Yep.
So it was like one of those things. I don't think that team lost more than 3 games consecutively the whole year.
Wow.
Think about that. We play
That's
162 regular season games.
yeah,
The longest our losing streak ever was 3 games.
that's wow. So
That
you
is
only got
insane.
swept once, and
And we
that
no,
might
we
be-
never got swept. We
never
never
got
got swept. So
wow.
we probably lost the last 2 of a series, and then
Lost some-
lost the first game of the
wow.
next series. We never got swept that year.
That's wild.
Holy
That's
shit.
that's unheard of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we had guys who got picked up, and then we're down 9 runs in the 8th inning, and end up coming back and winning the game. It was just character building games, and just that was that team, 2010 team. We would all, after series, we would all go out to eat. We would go have breakfast together we would get up in the mornings at the new city and just go kick it. It just felt, I mean, this is your family. You're
The-
around your teammates more than your actual family members.
Jackie,
So
who would you say is like would be the leader on that squad?
2018.
yeah.
Yeah. Like is it like I mean I'm asking you like is the pitcher the equivalent of like a I don't know
So
start
we had a lot of leaders that year. I think that's what everybody kind of could lead. I mean, we got Chris Sale, David Price, Craig Kimbrell. Um,
Some dudes. Those are some arms right there.
what man?
Jesus
What you talking
Christ.
about? Xander, Bogarts, Marcus Betts, Andrew Benatendi. We I can Dustin Pedroia.
Yeah.
Pedroia.
I mean, like I think he
So
was
so
injured.
it's
He was injured at that particular time. But Ian Kinsler, he came over. I mean, we just had guys, man. It was it was so fun to be a part of. Brandon Phillips ended up getting picked up that year as well. Yeah,
do you miss it?
I don't miss. I miss competing.
Yeah.
I don't miss having to just play baseball every day.
Mhm.
There was gonna come a time where, yes, I played baseball my whole life. This is what I wanted to do. But I always knew that once I came to a point where, all right, I don't want to play baseball, and that's okay. Like, I
Right.
don't want to play baseball my whole life.
Yeah.
Right.
I have other things that I enjoy doing.
I want to play golf. Damn it.
Yeah, yeah, why not? So, I mean, it came to a point where, like, I am very at peace at where I'm at in my life, and I'm glad that I was blessed and fortunate enough to play such a long time, and I was smart with everything, and I get to just enjoy my life now.
What would you say, speaking on this subject, what would you say you miss the most about it though?
Getting to hang out with the fellas,
Yeah.
The locker room,
hanging
the
out with the
locker room.
fellas, the locker room, the going out to eat, the plane rides, the bus rides,
My
the, the quiet bus rides, the loud bus rides.
Mhm.
my point
Go-
is that like you mentioned earlier, man, it's about the stuff that people don't see. You know, they see
Oh
the
yeah,
game, they see the stats, but they don't know what's before and after that, which is
no,
what
yeah, yeah,
makes us kind of tick.
hundred
And
percent,
right.
100%. The behind the scenes stuff. It's funny because when I was at the Kansas City Royals, they do this event where during Father's Day weekend they let all of the fathers come and be with the players
That's cool.
during the series and then the next series as well. So they get to do everything with us.
That's
They
cool.
get to travel with us to the field. They eat with us. They go in batting practice. They get to do all of it. And to hear my dad, they ride on the plane with us, everything. To hear my dad say, "Man, this is the coolest experience I've ever had."
Yeah.
And he said this can't be topped. He said, "Now I understand." He said, "I don't know how you do it, son." He said, "I don't. You have to do this so much. Every day is the exact same, but we're so routine oriented that
Mhm.
that's all we know."
Mhm.
So that's
And
why
that's fun.
I understand why a lot of professional athletes sometimes they may struggle when they're not in that routine
Yeah.
or
Oh, 100%, dude. Yeah. That's funny you mentioned that though. I remember Witt came down here for a series against the Rays, and it was Father's Day weekend, and his dad and his whole family was down here, and got a chance to hang out with them. I mean, that is pretty cool situation.
yeah. So yeah, it's something my dad will never forget, and he always talks about it as well. So
Well, let's talk about the 2018 ALCS where you're MVP. Walk us through some of those. I mean, that whole series. I mean, what you were able to do against the Astros in that series. Walk us through it
yeah, it was honestly I didn't really have that many hits. I just had a lot of big hits.
when you need to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So
that's what matters.
exactly, that's what people remember. So I was able to come up in certain situations where the guys kind of use that pass the baton mentality. Well, if I can't get it done, the next person behind me is going to get it done. So that was my week. That was my moment, and I took advantage of opportunities when I needed to, and it helped me propel the team to the World Series, and we played against a really tough. We played against the Astros forever. There were so many years in a row. It seemed like so to finally get over that hump and to finally beat them. They had their team was so stacked.
Yeah, that's also when they were cheating, right?
No, that was 2017
Oh, okay,
that
okay.
they got in trouble.
When the cheating was fixed, when the cheating was caught.
Yeah, that was 2017. 2018, we got it done.
No more trash cans.
No, no, they were good.
Well, then talk about winning the World Series, being the champion of the world. Talk about
Yeah,
beating the Dodgers and what that felt like, celebrating with those moments with your teammates, with your parents, with your wife, all that stuff.
yeah. So those are the moments that you always replay in your head. That when you come to spring training every single day, when you go to spring training, you open up the season. That's what you're envisioning going to from day one. That's the goal. That's the mentality. Make it to the playoffs and win a World Series. So to see that come to fruition is second to none. To be able to do it in front of your family, to do it for a city who is so knowledgeable of the game, and they it's that city wins championships.
It's
So
a
to
gritty,
continue,
it's a gritty city. Like Boston's just a tough town, and
it is,
By
and
Coach Stan.
Boston.
Yeah,
hey, if they'll let you know when you're at the bottom of the barrel. They gonna treat you like kings when you're at the top, and I wouldn't have it any other way because they care. And when you have people who care, They want the best for not only you but their team as well. And to win on the biggest stage, Boston against the Dodgers was man, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, where's the ring at? Do you have the ring?
Yeah, I got it somewhere. You need me to go find it?
I kind of want to see it. Yeah,
I'll go
I wear,
find it
I wear
somewhere.
it every day to the golf course.
Huh? I go. So which one? The 13 or the 18 one?
both. Yes.
Which one's better?
Um, the next one. No,
The
it's
next,
Kobe.
Yeah.
That's a Kobe
which one's the
reference.
best one? The next one.
The next one.
Freaking Tom Brady. Screw that guy.
Tom.
Screw that guy. He went to
Pat
me.
Yeah.
loves Tom Brady.
No, for me, I think the 18 one
Yeah.
would be because I actually played
Mhm.
in the 2018 one. The 2013 one, I didn't make the playoff roster, so I got that one by just playing on the team that year.
That's still quite a feat in itself. Two-time
Yeah.
champ.
Yeah. Yep.
What are you doing now, dude?
Right now, just
No,
chilling.
I'm saying not like I'm saying like for life, dude.
For life, family, wife and kids, helping out wifey. We have 4 kids, so things are 4 kid life.
Well,
Woo. You know, P.
it's a beautiful mess.
Are you
Yes, it
done?
is. Yes, yes,
All
yes,
right.
absolutely.
Well, hey, in the competitive nature of this whole group, I got to go 5 then.
Well,
Oh,
well,
how
yeah,
about
you
it,
can
buddy?
have that. Yeah, you
How about
you
it?
You
can
can.
win that one. You can. I will give you a head start. Yeah. You have 4 too, huh?
I got 3.
Oh, you got 3. Okay, yeah, you
Yep.
can
But I started way before y'all.
No doubt.
take the lead, my friend.
Hey, I got a damn. He turns 18 in October.
No.
Okay,
Yep.
Yeah.
I got
early
stuff.
riser.
Freshman year. Freshman year.
Yeah.
We were roommates, and he tells me like very early on freshman year, "Hey, it's going to get a little different around here. My girlfriend's pregnant. We're going to have a kid here in a couple months, and he's going to be coming up here a decent amount." I'm like, "Let's go."
Why not?
Yep. 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 I mean, it is what it is. You know.
That's awesome. Y'all get to grow up together, though. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's a
It
bond
It
is.
was
that y'all will
cool.
never have.
It was really cool to watch you go from being Steve the Party guy to when Memphis was up there, like watching you mature and kind of be the dad that you are. Because
Yeah.
that's not easy at 19 years old.
Absolutely not.
It is not. It is not, especially when you're playing QB at a SEC school. Yeah, it's challenging.
But you did it.
Yeah,
You did
Jackie
it
knows.
well.
Jackie knows what I'm talking about.
Come on, come on now.
Where you living at again? You're down south,
I'm in
right?
Naples. I'm in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm 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 about 2 hours south of you. I'm
yeah.
actually I'll probably head up your way soon.
If
My
not, I'm
daughter
coming
has
to you.
my daughter has gymnastics events up there all the time. So
Well, I'll bring my own booze.
I'll,
Since you
I'll make
don't,
sure to
since
take
you
care of
don't,
you. I'll bring some bourbon up there for you.
Some
deal.
tequila and Tabasco sauce for him, please.
Oh shit, man,
All right, let's do
man.
a couple. Let's make it light now.
All right.
Let's do some rapid fire questions. What's the best walk up song that you've ever used?
Ooh, that's a good one.
The best walk up song I ever use. Yeah, let's go with They Just Don't Know by The Gift. Gyft.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Yeah,
I'm
look
gonna
it
have to look
up.
it up too. I'm
That
not
one,
familiar with
that
that.
one, that one, and Godzilla by Eminem.
Oh, I
Oh
know
yeah,
good as well.
that's a rip.
All
Yeah,
right, what's the
those
Which
two.
most
which part of Gasparilla or Jesus? Which part of
Godzilla.
Godzilla? Yeah.
Gasparilla?
Mm,
You're so
Gasparilla. You such a Tampa.
It is what
Yeah,
it is, man.
yeah. It was here. I gotta
It's-
I gotta find the quote for you now.
when he was speeding it up.
No, not the speed up part. But I did listen to that part the most.
I mean, that was yeah. There's a few
He
kids that
killed
know
that.
how to rap that. Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What's the most underrated ballpark you ever played in?
Most underrated?
Yep.
Most underrated ballpark I ever played in. Baltimore, man. I love Baltimore's ballpark.
What's
It
that
was
called?
Baltimore.
it's called Camden Yards.
Yes, Camden Yards. We would stay when we played the Ravens. We stayed in the hotel that kind of overlooked Camden Yards. It looked
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
and they have
Camden Yards is
kind
very
of all the
underrated.
social stuff on the outside of it. There's a bunch of fan engagement.
Yeah. I got a little plaque out there too, which is kind of cool. So
Oh,
if
which
you
is
hit
real sick.
if you hit a ball out of the stadium, they'll they'll give you a plaque with your
Oh
name
wow,
on it and
the
everything and how
blackboard.
far you hit it.
That's pretty badass.
That
Yeah,
is
it's
so
cool.
cool.
And
All
plus
right,
all
What's
my family got to come see me as well because it was the closest stadium to where I'm originally from, Richmond,
what
Virginia. So
what's the worst stadium you played at other than the Trop?
Oakland.
Oakland. Yeah,
Really?
Oh yeah.
it was ready
Yeah.
for that place to be gone. Like we played
Oakland.
on that football field,
It was
football
that
baseball
bad?
field. It was miserable.
Oakland, yeah. Oh yeah. You
Well,
played football games there too.
Cool.
why? What the hell happened? What was wrong with Oakland?
It was
Terrible.
just old as hell.
The locker
The
room,
field
it's just
sucked.
the facilities not good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well,
It needed to go away.
yeah,
Um,
well, the
all
whole
right.
city of Oakland might need to go away right now.
All right. Better atmosphere. Fenway Park or Founders Park?
They're different in their own way.
Yep. That was a tough one.
Hey,
They're Finn.
come on, dude. Just I mean, just
I
there's got
mean,
to be one
Finn.
or
You
the other.
you got to think of Fenway's able to turn up a lot more because there's a lot more alcohol that can be served.
No, not anymore. Now college stadiums.
Yes, I mean, but
Yeah, but it ain't going to turn up to that level. I agree with
No,
you.
yeah,
no.
it's just
I'm shipping
you.
up to
Yeah, you
Boston.
playoff there and a playoff and yes, they're both great at what the levels that they are, but it's kind of hard to beat Fenway in October
Mhm.
when it's
No,
cold and people are
no.
still wearing short
Fenway,
sleeves.
Fenway's incredible. Like I went. Kirsten's from Boston. We went up there when we were dating and went to a game. We sat probably 30 rows up right behind home plate, and it's just such an old school park that has like such cool elements. I mean, the seats are like it's the smallest freaking
Tight.
seat.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
A lot of
I'm sitting
history.
there and I'm like, I can't move. And I'm like, this kind of sucks, but this is the coolest atmosphere ever.
Yeah, you better not be over 215 pounds or it's
Yeah,
gonna be snug.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
hard to play football and not be over 215 pounds, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it real quick? Is it harder to play in cold weather than warm weather?
Yes, for me, yeah, 100%.
Which-
Football players, yeah, I almost feel like y'all prefer the cold or something.
I mean, is the ball harder? I mean, obviously, I would
You
assume that
you don't. Well, your body doesn't
you
work
just
as
don't feel
fluid.
right.
Your body doesn't work as fluid as you are when you're colder. Plus, if the vibration of the bat
Just
is
riddles you.
just tough. Plus, if you catch a line drive off the hand,
Yeah,
that hurts too. Everything just hurts.
Everything's okay. All right. So up north sucks. Got it.
yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah,
why I went south for school.
yeah. Stay in the South, Steve. I know you ain't leaving Florida, but if you leave
I'm
Florida,
not.
don't go much higher than South Carolina.
You can go up there in the summer though. They got great weather in the summer.
Yeah.
Nah, I like the heat.
Me too.
All
I'd
right.
rather take off than put on.
Yeah, me too. My neighbors don't like it that much.
All right. Would you rather hit a walk-off homer or rob a home run at the wall?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Both. Walk off homer.
Both. Can I do both?
Both, but nah,
Can I
but I
rob
think
a
no.
guy and hit
Actually,
the walk-off?
I'll switch it. I'll switch it to rob a homer because A lot more things have to happen in order to rob a homer. It rarely happens.
Mhm.
Well, hitting a walk-off homer will happen more than robbing a home run
Yep.
because you have to be able to the timing of it to be able to get back to the wall in time, to be able to make a perfect leap, to make the catch. I mean, the ball has to be going at the appropriate trajectory. There's a lot of factors that goes into robbing a home run.
And the fans, you never know. You got a little Steve Bartman action
Yeah,
going
you
on.
got to I mean, you might have to just throw a hook at a fan and then nowadays you got fans reaching in people's gloves.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I see it all the time.
Yeah, welcome to the ballpark.
Funniest teammate in the majors,
Funniest teammate in the majors, Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly. How so? Just everything.
He's yeah, he's California born and raised. Just he's an animal. He's one of those guys who you want on your team. He's always joking around. He's an athlete too, and he's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
What about
beast.
what about in college? Who is the funniest one?
In college, Bobby Haney
Bobby Haney. I can
Bobby
see that.
Haney.
He's from New York, right?
in New York. Yes,
He
Bobby
was a
Haney was our clownster.
very
Yeah,
fast paced. Just
yeah.
everything he did.
He's just very witty too. He's able to
Witty, yeah.
just kind of just throw random stuff off his tongue at the sometimes the most inappropriate time, but it worked for him.
All right, last one. Last one, two part. Most memorable moment as a Gamecock.
Most memorable moment as a Gamecock was winning the first championship in 2010 and going to the parade.
Rosenblatt. That was Rosenblatt, right? In 10.
Yes, that was Rosenblatt, but actually coming back to South Carolina
Okay.
and having the parade, that's still ingrained in my head. Just kind of just seeing, everything being the first, I guess,
Yeah.
major sport. I mean, track had won
Mhm.
a championship as well, but being one of the three major sports to win a championship at South Carolina was
That's
pretty
huge.
special.
No, we thought it was cool when we won the SEC East and the
Yeah.
whole lower bowl was filled. I couldn't imagine winning the big show.
Yeah, so that parade was something I'll never forget.
I mean, Pat, let's be honest, man. We celebrated when we beat I don't know,
Okay,
Wofford.
you.
We still celebrated.
We did. We did. All right, and then most memorable moment in the bigs.
Most memorable moment in the bigs was winning the World Series in 2018 at Dodger Stadium, and then having I think the team run up like a 365 grand bill.
Were you duck boats for
Oh
the
yeah, duck boats. Yeah,
parade?
yeah, yeah. We did the duck boats in the parade as well. That was pretty cool too because I got to bring my family on the duck boats.
Yep,
But actually having my family come on the field at Dodger Stadium when we won
that's
was
special.
what I remember. My parents, my wife's parents, wife, and our at the particular time we only had one kid, so Emerson and yeah, that was my brother, my sister. So that was something that was pretty memorable for me. So it all deals with winning. Winning
Yeah,
is
winning
what you remember.
makes everything better.
Yep.
So does
Uh,
bourbon.
Yes. I
yeah,
got that
definitely a
too.
bourbon guy now.
Yeah, I got some good
Always.
bourbon.
Went from tequila, Tabasco to bourbon. Sophisticated guy. Oh, dude. Well, appreciate you joining us on the show. Excited to see you a bunch more now that baseball's done. I know you're going to be coming up and visiting the Carolinas a lot more and visiting Columbia for football, baseball, all the
100%.
above. I know you love the Gamecocks just as much as Steven and I do. Um,
Yes.
and excited about hitting the links with you a little bit more too.
Likewise. I
Stop
can't wait.
playing so much because you're going to catch up to me pretty quick. So
you better get going.
You got to
I'm
keep
gonna
your
I'm
yearly
gonna try
goals.
to I'm gonna try to hawk you from I'm gonna try to hawk you down.
I know you will. I know you will.
Do you what are you doing in what's it, next week on the 30th? You wanna be the DD on my
Yeah.
way up to South Carolina?
If I have to, I might. If I have to, I
Yeah.
will.
No, man, I told it, it's a business trip. I gotta get
Oh,
I gotta get my I gotta get my adulthood on.
You got to get my adulthood on.
okay, okay.
No, but hey, Jackie, man, I really do appreciate you coming on, man. This is freaking awesome.
No, anytime, fellas. Anytime. I'm serious. So
Yep. We appreciate you.
no
Well,
problem,
have a good
Pete.
night. Get some rest. I have to wait about 45 minutes past my bedtime. This 4:40 alarm is going to go off real soon, unfortunately.
my kids will probably be waking up in a couple of hours and come joining us in the bed.
Come
I have to
on.
carry them back to their own room.
All right, well, I'm just getting warmed up, so cheers.
Woo! I'm gonna go get some too.
I'm gonna go get a glass of water and go to bed.
All right.
All right, boys, appreciate y'all,
Take
man.
care, fellas.